The car we will talk about today is possibly one of the best tire shredders to ever come from Germany, the upcoming 2022 BMW M4 CS. Let's talk about the existing models first, the BMW M4 and the BMW M4 Competition. Both are powered by a 3-liter turbocharged inline-6 engine. In the base M4, it produces 473 horsepower and 406 pound-foot of torque, while the Competition variant manages 503 horsepower and 479 pound-foot. Thankfully, they are both rear-wheel drive. Big burnouts incoming! The biggest difference between the two is probably that the standard M4 has 6-speed manual and the Competition uses an 8-speed automatic. So one for really quick acceleration and the other is for pure driving pleasure. Kinda like a wife and girlfriend. Take that as you see fit. And that gearbox really makes a difference, because with the standard M4, you have around 4.1 seconds 0 to 60, and in the Competition, with the help of a few extra ponies, you get from a red light to 60 miles an hour in just 3.8 seconds. I bet my girlfriend says I'm faster. The BMW M4 CS will be an upgrade to the existing M4 Competition, so let's talk about the current Competition. So on the trunk, you get a little spoiler. You can have the upgraded carbon fiber one, I would recommend. It looks way cooler. Of course, you get that black Competition badge, so people know that you don't mess around. You also get a very aggressive rear bumpers. And guess what, guys? They didn't use fake vents in the back. I think that deserves a subscribe, don't you think? Then you've got a huge rear diffuser thingy, but because the car isn't completely flat on the underneath, you don't get much downforce from that. But it looks hella good, don't worry. Once again, get it in the upgraded carbon fiber. Oh boy, will girls notice it. But one of the best things about the M4's exterior is those quad tail pipes in the back. They're very wide and girthy. Oh, I love it. The M4 has got quite wide rear arches and it makes it look very aggressive. Right below those fenders, you get alloy wheels. And quite big ones as well, 20 inches at the back and 19 inches in the front. Just like almost everything in the M4, you can upgrade them. Although the size doesn't change, only the design. Something that more and more sports car manufacturers are doing is fitting carbon roofs on their cars, and of course, BMW is not behind. Of course, this helps with the car's weight and center of gravity, but with those fins on top, it looks really cool. I bet those fake 420Ds will not have a carbon roof, and if they do, when you see a 420D with an M4 badge and a vinyl carbon roof, feel free to take it off with a crowbar. Crowbars are really efficient when taking out stickers. Trust me. You also get black windows surrounding and blacked out rear windows as well. The side skirt is really pronounced as well. It makes it look like the car is even lower than it actually is. Really cool. Of course, another way you can see if a 420D dressed up like an M4 is an actual M4 is from the classic M-door mirrors. But don't base it on that, you can buy them on eBay as well. But the ones on the M4, if you choose the carbon package, it looks really cool. There's only a slight catch, is that the price of the carbon package is the price of 10 riced out Honda Civics. Worth it! Now, a sad thing. You know that plastic vent on the front fenders? Well, it's not a vent anymore. Yep, pretty sad, I know. The brake calipers, now you can have them in different colors. Red, blue, or black. Now the front. Probably the most controversial thing in the car world in 2021. The new BMW huge kidney grille, or beaver teeth, or nostrils, or whatever you want to call them. If you don't like it, at least you will be glad to know that at least the number plate covers a little bit of the grills. But if you like it, well, welcome to the freaking club, because I actually like them a lot, and especially in the M4, because the hood design actually accentuates the grille and makes it look like it belongs there. Kinda like beaver teeth look good on a beaver, but not good on a platypus, but both have that weird tail. Get my point? Well, me neither. Now, the lower part is not controversial at all. The lower part of the M4's design is really cool, really aggressive. And if you use those 10 riced out Civics to buy the carbon package, you also get a carbon front intake set at the front. Thankfully, we don't have any fake vents as well. The headlight lenses are smoked for that mean look, and you get an adaptive LED as standard. You can also get the upgraded freaking laser beams, that is definitely the term BMW uses, but you get the idea. Now, don't think you wasted all those Civics to get carbon fiber only on the outside, because once you get in the car, the first thing that stands out are those upgraded carbon seats. Now, the girls will really like you because they are lovely, and she will definitely be impressed. And even though they are carbon buckets, they're actually fully electric. But if you're like me and you are a little bit of a thick boy, there's no way you will be fitting in these seats. You get that classic 3-arm M steering wheel, of course full carbon just like the pedal shifters. M stitching everywhere, you can even get some M stitching t-shirts if you want. Although if you use them outside of a car environment, you will automatically be put into the BMW fanboy stereotype. And trust me, you don't want to go there.
Or your blinkers will stop working and you will feel an urge to tailgate every car you see. Probably start to speak German and you don't even know how.
Now the back seats. You thought I would forget them, wouldn't you? No way. They are there and they are actually quite good. But there are a few problems, which is that the sloping roofline means headroom is limited. Unless you're like me, 5'5" in a normal day, 6'3" in others. But since you got those slim carbon front seats, you get loads of legroom, even more than the normal 4 Series. Impressive, huh? In the trunk, you actually get a lot of room, even more than the Mercedes-AMG C63. BMW fights Mercedes even in trunk size.
Reminds me of my ex and my girlfriend.
But if trunk size is something you really don't care about, and you are also considering an M2, maybe check out our other video on the upcoming 2022 BMW M2 competition. I know you will love it. Now that you know a lot more about the current M4 competition, let's talk about the upcoming M4 CS, because it will be even better. But first, what does CS stand for? No gamers, it is not Counter-Strike. I'm global, by the way. Actually, CS stands for Club Sport, and now that we are at it, you may ask, what about the older M3 CSL? Well, CSL actually stands for Coupe Sport Lightweight, and we will most likely see an M4 CSL, but that might only be in a few years. The first M4 CS we ever saw was in 2017. It was an even lighter version of the M4, and it got 10 more horsepower than the competition version. But you might be wondering, well, why now? And I will tell you. It's because next year is BMW's M Division's 50th birthday, and the motorsport brand is planning a series of anniversary models. One of them just happens to be the BMW M4 CS. It takes the legacy of the older M3 CSs. As we said already, the first ever M4 CSL will probably debut in 2023.
Hopefully by then, we can enjoy it without the need of a mask.
From the spy shots, we see that the M4 prototype has some interesting bits of aero attached to it. Up front, there's a massive splitter attached to the underside of the bumper. The wheels have a different design and hide golden brake calipers underneath, which traditionally means they have carbon ceramic rotors. Super ceramic brakes, tra-la-la-la-la-la! Then there's the rear end, where a massive spoiler is attached to the boot lid, and where we can also take a look at what seems to be the Michelin Cup 2 tires. Tires that we've already seen in previous models. Some people speculated that this was a test bed for M Performance parts, but the whole catalog is already available and it doesn't include some of these parts. Therefore, this seems to be an M4 CS in hiding, a car that will probably enter production in July 2022 and will be available in very limited series. Not as limited as the number of women I had in my life, but most likely under 10,000 units. Just like in the past, BMW M will also bring additional performance to the M4 CS. Along with more power in the form of at least 550 big powerful ponies, we expect the CS to have a remapped ECU, improved limited slip differential, and suspension tuning. Of course, the top of the line M4 CSL will rely on additional weight savings, more power, and exclusive colors, among many other things. Now let's talk about pricing, and boy, get ready to spend your life savings, first in the car, then in gas, and finally with a lot of rear tires. The price of the stock M4 with the 6-speed manual transmission starts at around $71,000, a whole 7 racks. Don't forget, this is just the standard version. Then the M4 competition starts at around $75,000 hard-working dollars, and I would say not a big difference for the power increase you get.
You will need a whole lot of riced-out Honda Civics to buy one of these. Totally worth it if you ask me, and I bet your girlfriend would also prefer a BMW M4 than 70 Ricer Civics.
And if you think that is expensive, just get ready to cry a little bit more, because based on the last BMW M4 CS and the older M4 prices, the 2022 BMW M4 CS will most likely be priced more than $100,000. Let me repeat that, $100,000. And on that very sad note, we get to the end. Let us know down in the comments what you think of the new M4 CS, and most importantly, what you think about the price. With that said, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to smash the like and subscribe button. See ya!